Hello everyone and welcome back to PSGL F2 on the PC platform for the 6th round of the championship. Today we're at Baku, the streets of Azerbaijan. A great track, it's a very long track, the long straight down out of sector 3 into turn 1, and you've got all the twisty tight corners you've got to navigate yourself through. The castle section, one of the most infamous corners for many drivers, and we'll be tackling those corners today. It's a very difficult track. Room for error is non-existent. You can't make one small error. If you do, you're most likely going to be in the wall, or you're going to lock up and go straight on, or you're going to collide with a different car. So you've got to make sure you nail everything perfect. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it just has to be very good and no mistakes. Obviously, last time we left off in Bahrain, where Tamascal got his first victory of the season. It was absolutely dominant by him. Won, but I think it was about 5 seconds at the end. So great performance from him. Jan Halliday coming home in 3rd. So he's got second, 3rd in the championship so far. But big news for Jan and Legend. They will not be taking part in the rest of the championship. Jan might be taking part in China, but that will be hit for him. Whereas Legend has already swapped back to the PS platform as he's getting ready for challengers. Same as Jan, but he'll be on the PC. So that gives an opportunity for Daniel and Cameron and some other drivers to try and get themselves higher up in the championship and try and fight for that title. We've still got 5 rounds left. As you look at the calendar now, you can see we've got China after this race. That'll be round 7, followed by Mexico at the Mexico City Grand Prix circuits, and then we have Hungary, and then Saudi Arabia, and finally we ended off in Brazil. Brazil's a pretty common season ender, and I think it will be provide a great race. We had Bahrain as the season 30 ending, I think, back at the start, and obviously this time we got Brazil as the season 33 ending. So hopefully it'll be a great 5 races left to go. Obviously we're now at this midpoint. This I'd say is the midpoint. We've had the first 5 rounds, we've got round 6, and then we've got the last 5 rounds. So this is where now we try and kind of work out who we think will be fighting for the championship. Like, obviously not everything's set in stone, but if you're on 0 points now, chances are you're not going to catch up and take the championship. Whereas if you're someone like Daniel and Cameron who are in that mid pack on about 20-30 points, realistically they have an opportunity, being as Jan and Legend aren't taking parts. But now Josh is going to take you through the highlights after round 5 at Bahrain.
They've run out of time. The lights are on with 3, 4, 5 in Bahrain. Lights out, and it's a good start from Tamascal. Jan Halliday's going to have to cut across down towards turn number 1. He's going to try and have the wheel spin in the second phase of the start. And again, he's going to have the lead. That inside line, super powerful. Tamas trying to pull around the outside, gets back in. Fight over 3rd and 4th is looking very tasty. Tycho Hardy and Sergio Sabrino as they run up the hill, 13.6 meters towards turn number 4. And again, Jeremy's up into 5th position. There's a battle going on now as well between Tycho Hardy and Jan Halliday over 2nd and 3rd position. All is well at the start. Cameron's left the session. He's dropped all the way to the back of the field. We're yet to see if they'll red flag and restart it for him. I don't think they will, because he took part in the initial launch, but it's a clean getaway as they head through 9 and 10.
Yep, and Primoz. Oh, hang on, that's Jeremy. Big shame. And that's Ogiano also entered the session as well.
Left it,
so we've got 2 people having issues. Oscar Villacampa's dropped down 4 seconds to the back. Jeremy's lost a couple of positions. Matt's Modesto up into 6th now. Bogdan and Tom Roberts fighting for 14th, but Primoz up to 15th. Great start from him. 5 positions gained.
Side by side, Bogdan Modovan and Tom Roberts side by side. Roberts on the inside line to 14 and really forces Modovan out. He's going to lose places to Primoz and Drake Dempsey as well, side by side, barging their way through. Drake can't get through, sends it up the inside at turn 14 though. Bogdan gives him room, they do stay on the track. Tamascal 134.764 is the banker lap to begin with, as everyone's on the hard tyres, wheel to wheel. Bogdan trying to get Drake off his wheel trim down there towards turn number 1, and Villacampa's out of the race.
Yep, he's just hiding in the pit lane along with, I think Ogiano's into the pits as well, so he's either his AI's either had damage.
Hang on a minute.
Oh,
Camille spun round at turn number 1, and he was flying off down. Oscar Villacampa's left the session, and there's cars everywhere coming down in the midfield. And, well, this is all getting a bit of a mess.
Yep, we're going
It's
3 wide into turn 6. That's Bogdan, Drake, and Legend. Legend now down to 14th. Bogdan up into 12th. As we head now down into turn 8, that's Primoz going for a move. And that's someone round. That's Yannick Schmidt is spun at the exit of turn 8. And that's also Legend Rosenberg looking for a move on Drake. Was Drake Dempsey. Now it's Legend Rosenberg up in towards turn 9 and 10. But Yannick, it looks like he just lost the rear. I thought it looks like he did on the curb, but I didn't sure. And then obviously when we saw the cars coming down tonight, we saw him turned round. But big showing for Yannick Schmidt, one of the fastest drivers here, down in 18th so far. And that is also Legend, still on the back of Primoz as they head up into turn 12. And now, I think that might be all the battling we'll see for now, as everyone's tyres will be setting in. The pit stop is where we see it all happen. Obviously, we saw that in France, didn't we, Josh? Barely. Still sits on the outside, so he's got to try and secure that so he can get DRS and Sergio. Sergio 5.5 seconds behind Jeremy as they head out of turn 10.
Very wide as well from Legend as well.
Thomas stays out. Tycho pits. Jan pits. Thomas also pits. Harlan pits. Daniel stays out. So the top, so second to fourth all pitting. But yellow. Thomas staying out with a yellow flag. That is, can't see what at all. We've got a battle. Oh, wait. We've got a Ferrari. Hang on. Who's that there? Is that Ogiano? It's Ogiano, yep. He's been overtaken, been lapped, so that's what the yellow flags are about then at turn 4.
He's got out of the way of everybody coming to the first corner.
I believe he's in AI.
Right, Modesto Mena, he's right at the back, actually, of Thomas Lamino in towards turn number 1. And Lamino has to shut the door, and he's through. Modesto up into, now.
Jeremy, up the inside. As they come now down towards turn 4, DRS for Jeremy, DRS for Modesto. Into turn 4, which one's going to take that position? Which one's going to get into 9th? Into turn 4 now, Jeremy up the inside. And
way too close through T4. They're going to remain side by side through the sand dune section. Modesto has to back out of it because Jeremy will just have shut the door and lost the wing. Now he's going to try the cutback coming down through turn number 8 as well. If he can hang on the inside line, it'll be the perfect opportunity for 9 and 10. And he's done so. Now, it's a Fernando Alonso-style move up the inside from Modesto Mena. Beautiful into 9 and 10. He's seen that done by a 2-time champ and says, I'll take that and write it down and stick it up on the wall.
Yep, I'm looking further behind. We've also got battles. I believe that's down for 11th with Sergio and Tom for 11th. Does Tom send it? No, he doesn't. Sticks right behind. Tamaskel pits. We'll watch Jan Halliday to see and Tycho. Who for?
No. I'm just saying that was Tamaskel. He got 5 seconds advantage over P2. He gained a couple of seconds. Yes, we had pit stops, but that's still an amazing time.
But we'll see.
Is it enough?
Tycho coming out of turn 15. Tamas coming down towards, coming out of the pit lane, and I think he's got it, hasn't he?
Tamas leaving the pit lane and is miles clear towards turn number 1. And Jan Halliday's in a battle as well, I think, coming through to that corner. Yep, Jan's been passed by Tycho Hardy once again up into 4th position.
Drake, 2.9 seconds, 2.8 seconds, so he's starting to get a little bit. Harlan Marquis into the pit lane now. He'll come out behind, I believe, Drake. But we'll just see. We'll stay on board with Drake to see what type of advantage he's had undercutting over Harlan. Obviously, Harlan's onto the softs. So this could be interesting for Drake and Harlan. If they can get it perfectly right, they could have a bit of an advantage over the rest of the field. Drake goes purple in that final sector, so his tyres are obviously getting a lot warmed up now as he heads down towards turn 1. The gap between him and Daniel is 2.7. Camel gets a 5-second penalty. He retires in the pit lane. Yeah. So now we've lost an AlphaTauri, two Aston Martins and a Mercedes. So not good for Aston Martin at all. Both their drivers out of the session. Bit of a battle behind. I think that's Miller may get through Legend Rosenberg. Down into turn 4. Breaks later. Legend around the outside. Can't get it. Can he go for a switchback? I don't think he can. A bit more grip for Milan. Gets Milan in the position. Milan now up into 12th.
I'll interrupt just to say about Jan Halliday going for 2nd position as well because he's 2.5 tenths back to Tycho Hardy. He has the DRS on the run down towards turn number 1. Jan Halliday is going for 2nd, pulls to the inside line before the braking zone for turn number 1 and breezes into 2nd position. Halliday takes back another 14 points. Fantastic run so far.
Jan, 6.510. So he nearly spins Drake. Big save there. Definitely cold brain moment for Drake Dempsey. He's lost a bit of time. Modesto gaining on Tumas. And we've also got Tycho also gaining a little bit. And that's Daniel gaining on Jeremy. Both of them up the inside. Jeremy takes the inside line. Daniel ran the outside into turn one. Which one's going to get it? Daniel a little bit deep. Bit of closer contact between the two. Jeremy's got the inside line. They've both got DRS. A bit of contact between the two. Harlem's out in the pit lane. But now, let's see. Jeremy, which one's going to take it? Jeremy up the inside.
Fantastic. He's going to sweep it right round the outside from the Haas. Fantastic. Brilliant move to keep 6th position from Daniel. And unfortunately, Jeremy's going to have to lick his wounds a little bit there. That was unbelievable defending.
Tycho Hardy pushing after Jan Halliday. He's going to breeze past Jan. Drake's also on the back of Jeremy, but there we are. Tycho into second over Jan. Jan's going to have to fight for it on the last lap of the race. Drake not close enough into turn one. So, that advantage is kind of left off now because the tyres for Drake will start to die little by little. But Sergio
Fabrino up to 9th. Yeah. He's got the inside move further back there. You can see the two Williamses with Milan Meyer just alongside him as well. So they've swapped over nicely. They're in a separate league batting for the last points paying position. 6.9 seconds back. Drake is pushing Jeremy like crazy at the moment, but can't get through. Jan Halliday, we're looking at the TV pictures, pushing Tycho Hardy. Can't get through. It's literally Bahrain has become a car park. You can't find a way through. As again, look, it's 9 and 10. Drake still can't dive bomb, and those tyres, as you said, Richard, they are going to start dying. Do you reckon he will get past? I don't think he will. Some great defence from Jeremy.
He's going to have to push very heavily on this final lap of the race. We've got, 1.5 laps left? He's got to do it sooner or later, because at the end of the day, yes, he's gained position. So either way, it's worked. He's into 8th, so he's going to get a few points, which is nice. Obviously not as good as his win last week in Austria, but he's got nearly a bit of contact there, sent it up the inside, but nearly hit the back. That was a close one there. Nearly took Jeremy out, but keeps it safe, and senders are now head down towards turn 14 and 15. But I want to watch Jan Halliday. He's going for a move on Tycho Hardy, possibly down towards turn 1. Let's see. This is it. He's gaining, and that's straight through on Jeremy on the final corner. But now Jan gaining 1.5 tenths. He's going to have to go around the outside. Jeremy gets through on Drake down towards turn 1. But I want to watch this battle. Jan is going to have to go for a bit of a switchback and get the DRS on the exit of turn 3, which he does. And now he's going to send it.
Yeah, Drake's got the inside on Jeremy, but they're still in a battle. Now we're going to see Jan pull outside. There's overtakes galore. Halliday's going to try and be pushed off the track. Hardy stays in second and takes it. Brilliant, brilliant. And now did Drake get ahead? Yes, Jake did get ahead of Jeremy, Richie.
Yep, so very nice for Drake up into that 7th position. Bit of a battle for those two down towards turn 1. But Tycho's going to do it. We've got an incident. That's, I believe, Tom Roberts or Cameron down at the final corner.
But you're right, it's Tom Roberts. My apologies.
Jan has got this opportunity, and this is the last one, and it's going to be so difficult if he can get to it because it's 8% for Tycho, 11% for Jan. He's just not got it, has he? The gap's increased a little bit under DRS. He's messed up, so it looks like it's over for Tycho. But we look a little further up. One man we haven't spoken about for a while is Tamas Gal. The strategy's worked so well for Tamas. It's just worked. Heavy's wanted it to. He led on the first lap. He's led all the way down towards the end of this race. He's coming into the final corner for the final time. The gap's 3.3 seconds for the 5th different winner in PSGL F2. Tamas Gal comes to the line and wins the Bahrain Grand Prix and takes the victory. Tycho Hardy comes to the line, takes second over Jan Halliday, who gets his 4th podium this season, but not that second place he wanted. But I believe Jan will still lead the championship. Thomas Laminen up into 4th, Modesto Mena into 5th, Daniel Kerr into 6th, Drake Dempsey finished in 7th after his win last week, not where he wanted to be at all. Jeremy into 8th for his first couple of points of the season. Sergio Sobrino into 9th, and Williams, double points, 9th and 10th. Very nice recovery for Sergio. Going from 6th down to 11th, back up to 9th. Bogdan finishes 4 seconds outside the 10th place. Legend down in 12th. He's won a race. He's now in 12th, not where he wanted to finish at all either. And Tom Roberts and Cameron Dowds, obviously. Tom not having a good race at all, 34 seconds back. Cameron Dowds in AI mode, same as Ogiona. But can Tom take the fastest lap? He comes up towards the line. Does he take it? It's going to be a 28. It's going to be a 20. Yeah, and he takes the fastest lap. So Tom Roberts with that fastest lap takes... Well, would have been a point if he was in the top 10, but he's not, so he doesn't get a point at all for Tom Roberts. So, shame, but it is what it is. Drake loses that fastest lap, so we will just take the points from being in 7th.
Let's take a look around the Baku city circuit here in Azerbaijan. 3.730 miles, 20 turns in total, the longest straight in the history of Formula One. It's fast, it's challenging, the drivers love it. Get a good run all the way down the back straightaway, already at max RPM as you cross the control line down towards turn number 1. Hit the brakes, drop all the way down, third gear corner, tight right left as you go straight down. 90-degree corners straight up as well for you as you come through turn 2. Now it's the first DRS zone opening up 5th gear, 6th gear, 7th gear, and 8th gear once again. This is your prime opportunity to overtake. Usually the inside line is a great way to look at it. Slamming the brakes down again, 3rd gear corner, into another left, and then the first right of the lap time as well. 4 90-degree corners in the opening stages of this racing lap. Now you head away from the new city towards the old city, and the curves begin to come into the circuit as well. This is where the track narrows down as well, alongside the 4 lanes as well, becomes into 2 lanes and a single file traffic as you come into the old city. Now the famous castle section as well, a single line up through the curves as well. Don't clip the barrier, otherwise it'll block the track. We're looking forward to that race later on. Coming now out of through turns 10, 11, 12 and 13 as well. Flat out segments of the track. No DRS in this section, but it is quite challenging, quite fun. Then the trickiest part of the track, downhill braking zone, so easy to lock up, run straight towards the barrier. 3rd gear corner, rise up into 6th gear as well, flick the car down all the way. 3rd gear, another 90-degree left before the straight continues. Turns 19 and 20 come up now as well. Flick the car between the barriers as well at top speed and RPM, then just keep it in a straight line. Open up the DRS in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you are straight down across the line. And that is a lap at the Baku City Circuit in Azerbaijan.
Hello everyone and welcome back to PSGL 4 PCF2. If you didn't see the original intro, we're here for round 6 of the championship at Azerbaijan. Alongside me as usual is Joshua Birch. Hello Josh.
Hello, welcome. It's going to be an interesting session today. 17 in the lobby, so just waiting a couple more to get in. And now after being in Bahrain, we are back in Baku. So it's going to be a lot of fun this weekend.
Yes, definitely. Obviously, Baku's in the Middle East, isn't it? Azerbaijan, yes, and that's where Bahrain is. So
half in Europe, half away, isn't it? As well, it's sort of right slap bang, and that's why it was comically called the European Grand Prix in 2016.
So that's why we're sticking in that same area for today, and obviously we're off at China next week, so that's completely out the way. But it should be a great race. Obviously, a very difficult track, room for error, not there. You cannot make a mistake at all. And we've still got to wait for a few drivers to get in, so we'll have a little chat about the standings. And obviously, Jan Halliday leads them on 46 points. He will not be here this week. He'll be back for China, but then after that, I don't think he will race at all, depending if he gets his challenger's seat full time. If he does, then he won't be here. If he doesn't, then he won't be here. Legend has already departed PC. He's gone off back to PlayStation for the challenges on the PS, so he won't be here anymore. So that does open the championship up a little bit to Daniel, Tycho, Cameron and Bogdan as well, who are all bunched up together. Bogdan, Drake and Tamas all on 24 points. Then just ahead, Cameron on 26, and then Legend and Tycho both on 29. So 5 points between 6 positions. But, it's very, very close between those guys.
Yes, and this is going to be, I think, quite entertaining because we've got, this is round 6 of 11, and now we're going to have another segment of the title fight. Losing quite a few of the key runners is going to open up, as you say, and now it's anybody's game. My personal bet, though, Bogdan's been going really well in the last couple of races, and I think Cameron, who started the season as a championship leader, surprised everyone, had a few issues the last couple of weeks. They're now fixed. He's going to come back ready to fight here this weekend in Baku.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very entertaining race that's coming up shortly.
Yeah, well, I was speaking with a few of the drivers earlier on in another Discord server, and Ogiana was doing 0.9s. I think Sabrina was doing 0.3s, Bogdan and Cameron all around that 0.3, 0.4 mark. So pole should be either a 0.9 0 or a 37.9, most likely. Obviously, it can change. I don't think we'll see 0.8 at all. I don't even know if that's possible. I'm not quite sure. But I think and we'll get started in 30 seconds. I think one thing about this league, about this tier particular, is we've had a different race winner every single race. There's not been the same race winner at all. And we've had Legend, who's won a race. Legend, and Tamas. Oh no, only those two are the only ones that aren't here today that have won. Cameron, Drake, and Bogdan have all won a race. Jan is not here, so he can't. So Tycho and Daniel, the only two really that haven't won a race. So they're going to be looking for it today. Obviously, they both scored podiums, so they used to be at the top, but none of them yet have got to that top step.
Yeah, and it's a really difficult track to get right in many respects back here as well. The first 4 corners are 90 degrees as well. 3 to the left, 1 to the right, as I said in the lap attack. So it's going to be a really crucial factor coming in to get ready as we're counting down the start till the qualifying session. And we're just seeing some of the key corners around this circuit as well, where it's high braking and high velocity as well. And we're going to be in for a lot of challenging today. And I'm really hoping as well, Richie, that everybody decides to keep it clean, especially on the opening lap. And like you said before we went live, we could see a safety car today. That is an opportunity as the green light goes on.
I thought we was running at midday, but it doesn't seem like we are. So I guess that's
it's warning for quality, isn't it?
Yeah, I presumed it was midday. My bad. But obviously, looking down at the grid, we've got Harlan Marquis and Turis Lamanon in the Alpines. We've got Jeremy and Bogdan in the Alfa Romeos. Floris having a full-time seat now. He's in the Aston Martin alongside Camel Stachura. Tom Roberts replacing Legend Rosenberg. He's in the Ferrari alongside Gianpietro Giano. We've got Cameron Vincent, the two teammates at RHG and McLaren. Lekomsky is with Modesto Maynard in the Mercedes. Only Sabrino in the Williams. Then we have Drake and Leonard. They should be doing quite well today. Leonard, obviously very good at straight tracks. He got second at PSGL series in Singapore. He won by 20 seconds. Monaco F3 last season. So Leonard's one to watch out for definitely in these qualifying session. But Josh, any predictions going into this qualifying?
I think we're going to see quite a bit of drama actually, because there's a long sweeping back straightaway, as we know, and we're going to see a lot of drivers sort of going off the racing line to take the positions. So we're going to be seeing lots of yellow flags come out as well. Lots of drivers having a few contact positions. Basically, it's going to be a messy session. And if anyone puts it in the wall right here at the castle section we're coming to now, wonderful on board with Vincent here. If anyone just taps it there and crashes out, if they don't ghost in time, that's going to affect other people as well on the circuit. So really, you've got to be pitch perfect here today.
You got to make sure everything's perfect. I was watching the qualifying session in F3, and we had 2 people, the both Mercedes, crash out at the castle. We had someone crash down at turn 15, someone crash down at turn 4. So there was only 9 drives remaining out of 15 in F3 quali. So hopefully out of 17 we can get a few more drivers in, but we'll have to see, because it's very difficult. You push too hard and you bin the car. But Josh, take us through a lap with Vincent Nyqvist as he's about to start his first flying lap.
Well, let's see then what we have as the difference. I did the lap attack myself, so let's see what an eSport driver can do. Down towards turn number 1, 8th gear, slammed on the brake, 4th gear to take the acceleration through. Very good in the late apex as well. Second, 90-degree left coming up as well. Takes a wide line. That's going to lose him a little bit of time because he was slow on the accelerator as the DRS comes open. Now down into a key overtaking opportunity as well on the circuit. So already up into 8th gear. DRS getting deployed a little bit into the braking zone. Clips the wall on the inside line ever so nicely through 3. And the first right-hander as well, 90-degree turn 4. 5 and 6 then begins to wind open as well as we come into the old city part of the circuit as well. And the track narrows down in width. Think about the other side of the track, which is massive. This one's only got 3 lanes, and again, it then shrinks down to just a single 2-lane, which in a Formula 1 car is hardly any width. Through the castle section then as well, takes the inside line. That's literally threading the eye of a needle as you rise up the hill past the castle, and now it opens up once again to the widest part of the track and the quickest part as well. No DRS, so you're using ERS power as you flick through 13 and 14. Trickiest braking point in the track, downhill braking, see so many cars hit the wall, and Vincent's got it pitch perfect there as well. Only 0.5% used of ERS power, and you're going to use a lot more of it coming out then. The longest straightaway in Formula One, which is daft because it's got curves, but you are flat out and you've just got to throw the car into the two corners here, hope they get through that hitting the wall, and then just pit your foot to the floor and go straight down. Got a target time then, 1:38.517 from Camille. What can Vincent do across the line? Keeps it tight towards the wall. So 1:39.233. The mistakes early on in the lap, Richie, dragged him round the rest, and that's why he's still so far down on the rest of the field.
Yep, Drake Dempsey up to second, just 600 behind Kamal Stachura. Bogdan up into third with 38.7 on board currently with Cameron Davis. He's coming up towards the line. Let's see where he can place his car up to the line. Goes fourth fastest to 38.725. Harlan Marquis just currently coming through in towards turn 15 now. That's Togo Hardy up into fourth. Argiano up into third with a 38.655. But Drake and Camel, great starting times there in the mid to high and low 0.5. And that's also Lemonen up to fifth with a 0.7. Harlan Marquis just currently coming through in towards the final part of this track, into the final straight, up to the line. Let's see where he can put his Alpine. His teammate, he's up in fifth. Floris Fires goes sixth with a 0.719. Very close between those guys. That's also, Harlan Pitts. Tom Roberts, currently replacing Legend Rosenberg today in the Ferrari. He's just currently coming out. And Leonard Goetzer, 4/10 quickest than everyone at 0.167. Great start there from the Red Bull driver.
So Leonard then is taking it as an early advantage to go quick up. Now we're looking at Tom Roberts, who's 16th fastest at the moment, approaching the line. And his time goes up into fourth with a 1:38.564.
Yep, great start there. But Lukomsky putting himself into second, 0.384. Very nice there. So the top three, all separated by, 4/10. So have a look at the gap to leader. And there we are. So Leonard splits the pack. 2/10 between him and second. Then we have Lukomsky just over a 10th ahead of Kamal Stachura. And then the grid then, 7th down to 12th, very close, within a 10th. So you have these little groups that start to form. So you got first on his own, then you got third down to 6th. I'd say they're in their little group of just over a 10th. Then 7th down to 11th, they're in their little group. And then behind there, separated a little bit more. But poor to see Cameron qualifying in the top, just inside the top 10 at the moment. It's a 0.725. You'd expect him really to be in that top 5, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. It's just the opening lap there, remember, as well. So we are going to see some more push laps come later.
Yep.
That was their first run. We're expecting 3 runs in total coming through here. So we still have time as well. And Sergio Sabrino comes into the pit lane as we're riding with him now. As well, 11:30 to go, and continues to push. I'm watching Tom Roberts, who's actually doing a secondary lap time, but he's going to have to come into the pit lane because he's running out of fuel, and he is actually properly going for it, Richie, as well. So he's not going to complete it. He will box, but he went for it nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm just looking in the chat. Cameron says, let's go, son. All right, guys. Hello, Cameron said, welcome in, as usual. Barry Crum says, go on, Cam. And Yana in here for support for Harlem says go Harlem. So we've got Cameron and Harlem supporters in here in the chat so far. Let us know in the chat, who do you support? Who are you hoping can get a win today or can take a pole position? Let us know in the chat down below.
So everyone's back into the pit lane after their first runs. So now effectively we're going to have another qualifying. Luckily, cars are coming back out. I think that's Cameron heading out onto the circuit, if I'm not mistaken, behind one of the Ferraris. I hope it is, otherwise it's Vincent in 15th. Yes, it is. Vincent coming out there along with Gianpietro Ogano as well. So they are going to do their lap times together. We may as well stay with them to see what their push laps bring them with. Yep,
and let's see. Will Vincent try and get through on Argiano to try and get so we can have that first initial start? Because he seems to gain a lot and he's on the back of Argiano already. Hopefully we see no battling at the start of qualifying.
Yeah, I was mentioning that, wasn't I, in the build-up to this session as well. When we went green 8 minutes ago, we're going to see a lot of this because the toe is vital in the first few sectors here.
For people who qualify, if you do get a slipstream, I believe a slipstream is against the rules. So if people do slipstream their teammates, they will get a penalty. I don't know what the penalty is, but I'm sure that rule still stands.
That's why we're seeing Vincent follow the Ferrari of Gianpetro, not teammates, not slipstream. So technically what he's doing isn't against the rules. He's gone out there and being smart, and that's what we're going to see several of the drivers, I think, going to have a do, is try and slipstream off of other drivers that aren't their teammates.
Yep.
Technically, they're breaking no rules.
And on board with Gianpietro Aguiano as he comes through in towards the final few corners to begin his second push lap of the session. Currently 6th, 2 places behind his teammate, just around a 10th between him and Tom Roberts. Obviously going to be looking to improve, possibly to put himself into the 0.2s or 1s. He did set to 37.9 in a practice session earlier on, but you're in the main session, the pressure's there, it's a lot different. But he now heads down. The DRS is about to open. There we are. DRS open as he charges down the main straight to begin his second push lap as he gets to about 347 kilometers an hour as he hits the brakes in towards turn 1. You can see riding that curve there on the entry. Very nice. Riding the curve on the exit as well as he heads into turn 2. That's a Red Bull just ahead. He'll have to move out the way. But Aguiano on a very nice lap so far. Very close to the wall on the exit of turn 2 as he now gets the DRS open yet again as he heads down towards turns 3 and 4. Let's see what Aguiano can do. Brakes just after the 100-metre. Turns in, very nice. Brakes, very nice. Now back on the throttle. Brakes just after the 50-metre. Chucks the car in. Barely hits the curb. That's what you want to do. And that's what he does in that first sector at 34.732. Just a tenth and a half up on his previous personal best times. He now heads down in towards turn 7 before he hits the infamous castle section. You can see you have to brake very careful. You can completely jump that curb. Then at 7, now in towards 8 through to 12, the castle section. You're going to be very careful. And you're going to be very close to the walls there if you want to get a good lap time. You can see missing the apex barely on the exit of turn 13 as he now heads up through 14 and then he goes in towards turn 15. The very difficult braking zone. He does not want to copy what Giovinazzi did, and he doesn't as he goes into the corner. Very nice. There's a bit of a scrape against the wall, but won't compromise him too much as he now heads down in towards the final couple of corners, turn 16, and then now he has the long straight, just with a couple corners in between. Let's see what Aguiano can do. I didn't see what he was up by in that middle sector. I wasn't paying attention.
0.318.
So he's up by 3/10. That's good enough for a possible points for a P3 or a P2, depending what point 3 is on. Let's see, up to the line. Goes second, quickest to 196. Very nice there for Aguiano.
And Vincent Nyquist right behind him had a similar lap time across it, but only improves to 14th, 138.944.
Yep, Bogdan Moldovan just currently coming out to turn 2, now down towards turn 3. Very quick driver, currently 5th, I believe, or 6th in the championship standings, just 2 points behind Cameron Dowds, who's ahead of him, and Cameron moves up to 5th now with a 38.550, just puts him ahead of Tom Roberts barely. And Bogdan currently coming through to the end of his first set. To where does he improve by? He's down by 10th and a half. Sergio Sabrino up to 4th with a 38.485. That's Drake Dempsey up into 9th. Lamanen up into Drake Dempsey up to 3rd. Sorry. 38.225, very nice lap from Drake. Lamanen's on a lap time. Tiger Hardy. Camel Stachera goes quickest at times. Completely changing. You're getting mixed up with who's who as everyone's crossing the lines and replacing each other. Floris has invalidated his lap time, so he won't be improving and will be stuck down in the bottom 5. Bogdan Moldovan just down still by a 10th. Let's see, did he earn it back in the middle sector?
Tiger Hardy into 5th position as well. And Moldovan's down by a 10th and a half as well as he continues to try and push in the last sector up towards the line. This is mega moments in qualifying because you might not get another run as perfect as the one now.
Yeah, but considering Bogdan was 1.6 tenths down in the first set, he's up by 300ths in the middle. So he's got a lot of time still to gain in that first sector on his final run, which he still will have. Let's see, where does Bogdan improve to? It won't be much of an improvement, but he improves up to 12th. Just gets past Floris. Demonts Floris down to 13th, but we know Bogdan's got at least 2 tenths in that first sector, as that's where he messed up the first time. Daniel Koyat just currently coming through. He's down by a 2.5 seconds, so he's on the lap. Tom Roberts, he's on the lap, though. He's up by a 10th as he comes out of turn 29 to come to line. Where can Tom Roberts improve to? It'll be a good lap. Puts him up into... Oh, no, he stays. So he lost time. He improved by 1,000th of a second and just keeps him into 10th. So he must have lost a lot of time. I believe there was a bit of traffic coming out the final couple of corners. And that's what's obviously compromised him.
Look at the sectors. Look at that, all yellow as well. Everyone's backing up in order to give a push. And it's now creating the traffic situation I was talking about right at the beginning of qualifying. They've got to be really careful here not to get penalties from the game system.
Yeah, but the top 4 all within a tenth of a second. The top 5 just outside the 1/10. That's 1.05 tenths between P1 and P5.
Yes, yes.
Really close at the top of this field. For a track like this, you wouldn't expect the grid to be so close.
We saw this back in Bahrain, didn't we, as well? It's towards the end of the game cycle that we're getting everybody sort of right there again. And now we're going to change it for 23 coming up in a couple of months' time. So we're actually, our most competitive seasons are always the last ones on the game, because everyone is right there. They've got the most out of the setups. They've had a year of running with it. And now we're seeing the fruits of their hard work.
But we've got one driver on the lap, and that is Harlan Marquis. Just currently coming through into the final few corners. They had to turn 20 now. Let's see. Obviously, Harlan not setting a lap time just yet. He's about to begin and set his final lap. Does he pit? No, he stays out. Oh, no, he boxes.
Yeah, that's him done. He won't get another lap time in. He was lifting coming down the back. He's lost out time. Roberts, though, Richie, in 10th position. Oh, he's backed out of the lap time. Was running in the middle sector, but he's running into traffic, so he's decided to box.
Modesto hasn't been out has he, this session so far, I don't think.
No, neither has Harlan.
But obviously got 3 minutes left, so Harlan does have time to get back out. It's just over 3 minutes left, so he does have about half a minute to get to the line.
I don't know about you, Richie, but this is seeming to be a little bit of Monza creeping in. Everyone's back in the pit lane and just waiting for that toe to begin. Vincent goes out.
Vincent going to be the first of them all to set his final lap of the session. Obviously, Vincent down in 15th to the 38.944. That's not where he wants to be at all. He definitely
He's
wants to be.
He's run out of kill 2 all day, though, hasn't he, in the qualifying?
Yep, he was
the first set last time.
Well, in the practice sessions earlier on, he was doing well. He was doing quite well. I think he was in the 0.7s, 0.6s, but you know, he's in the 0.9s. It's not where he wants to be, but it is a difficult track. If you know, it's one of these tracks you need to have the chemistry with it. If you don't have chemistry with the track, you're done for. Lekopsky also out along with Cameron Dowds. They're going to be the first 3 out to begin their final runs, and you can see everyone all jumping out the pit lane now. We'll go into someone who's coming out the pit lane. Let's go on board with. We'll go on board with Sergio's out. Come on. There we are. Cameron's out. He's just behind Lekopsky, ahead of the Williams of Sabrino and Kamil Stachera in the Aston Martin. But you can see people like Floris and Jeremy all leaving it a little bit later than the others. Going to set their lap times. Yeah, set their lap times after the others do, obviously, because they're going out later. But the top 4 are all out. Drake's still in the pit lane. He's coming out. He's going to be the last person to exit the pit. So, realistically, Drake's got the worst of them all because he comes out last. If people bin it, he's going to have to go through them all.
Right, let's cut back to Vincent. He's beginning his push lap, and now we're seeing the problem he's about to enter is the fact he's got 19 cars directly in front of him on a cool lap. So has he got enough time? I think he's got like half a sector as he crosses the line down towards turn number 1. Now the cars are just coming through. The last one coming through, well, that is Drake Dempsey as well, coming with one of the Astons coming through. And look how quickly he's going to bound down on them in the next 2 sectors.
Yeah, because when you get to turn 15, that's where they all back up. You can see the 2 Ferraris all close, and you got the Haas and the Alfa Romeo just behind them, both the Alpines. You know, everyone's going to be backed up all the way. Now, Vincent is just currently coming through into turn 4, whereas the 2 guys at the back on the right laps, that's Drake and I believe Floris, they are coming out of they're coming out the castle section. And now there's Vincent, but he's up by 2.5 tenths.
Yeah, they're really backing up now, actually, as well, Floris and Drake. They want them to be the last ones across the line. Other lap times have started. This will be the first one, though. Vincent will take the checkered flag, and then we can follow back there. The next car to take the flag is going to be one of the Mercedes, and I think it's going to be Simon, who's just touched the wall, actually, Richie, so he's lost his lap time. So it won't be Simon, so it'll be Cameron Downs, who will be the next one to take the lap time as well. So we'll switch from one McLaren to the other. Vincent is 2.5 tenths up on his best time as he comes through. So after this, we'll switch to Cameron Downs. He'll be our next one to take a look at it. Vincent, though, Richie, up towards the line. Has he got the pace in that McLaren to do a 1:38.120?
No, he was up by 3 tenths, so that's definitely not enough to put him pole. But it'll be enough to put him in that midfield, maybe the top 10. If he can improve in this final set. Let's see where Vincent can go up towards the line. A very long straight to the line. A big pause. And he goes up into 12th.
12th, only. Wow.
Cameron Dowds just currently coming through now in towards the end of set 2, turn 15. Very close to the wall there. Let's see where he can improve to. Obviously, no more lap times will be set by anyone if you're meant to cross the line. Cameron's down though. 200's down. That's not ideal for Cameron at all. He wants to realistically be within 2 or 3 tenths of the pole sitter. Currently, he's 4 tenths down on the pole sitter. That is Kamil Sachara, who's still got that provisional pole. But let's see, can Cameron improve?
Yeah, Sergio's right behind. Just to let you know, Richie.
Yeah. Gonna go. Oh, Kamil Sachara's ready. He's out the session. Binned it at turn 20, turn 19. Lukomski's coming into the pits.
Sergio goes 6th. Next across the line's one of the Alphas.
Ogiano.
Ogiano.
Yeah.
It's a Ferrari going
Leonard's
forward.
Leonard's left off his time. Ogiano, can he improve? Drake Dempsey's also on a time. He's up by just over a 10th. This could be enough for Ogiano or Drake. Bogdan up to 11th. Cameron up into 8th. Sabrina up to 6th. Let's see what
Bogdan hit the wall. Bogdan's hit the wall. Sorry. Drake's hit the wall. Drake's hit the wall and knocked off his front wing. So Drake has stopped on the track. He will not be on pole.
Ogiano goes quickest at 38.0090. Tiger Hardy up into 3rd. I don't think anyone else will be improving enough to take that pole position.
Yeah, Cameron's not going to set a time. He's taking
Floris
the flag.
up by 4 tenths in the middle sector. Where can Floris go? I don't think he'll be close enough to take pole, but he could get himself into that top 10. Floris up to the line. Goes into P8. Very nice lap there from Floris, considering he's had no practice at all today. But the top 5 consist of Gianpietro Ogiano, Kamil Sachara, Tygo Hardy, Simon Lukomski, and Leonard Goetze.
So Gianpietro takes his first pole in F2, if my memory serves correctly.
Yep, his first pole. We've had 6 pole sitters so far.
In 6 races.
Yep, so we got on pole so far. We've had Harlem, Leonard Goetze, Yannick Schmidt, Drake Dempsey, Tamas Galanay to add to that. Gianpietro Ogiano, but the front row, Kamil and Gianpietro, very nice there. And all within a 10th, the top 5, within 700ths of a second.
Wow.
And then 2nd to 3rd is all within 300ths of it. No, sorry, 2nd to 5th is all within 300ths of a second as well. So very close with these top guys. We look down, 1st to 14th, 5 tenths. That's pretty close, isn't it? 1st to 10th, 3 tenths.
This is a very close qualifying once again. I think it's one of the best we've seen in a very long time. Now, it's the big one, though. Who's going to take the race as well, which is going to be around about 32 laps, I reckon.
26. I've done my research, 26 laps. But before we go through for a word with our sponsor, we'll have a little look through the qualifying grid. So we have Gianpietro, followed by Kamil Sachara in 2nd, Tygo Hardy in 3rd, Simon Lukomski in 4th, Leonard Goetze in 5th, Drake Dempsey in 6th position. Then we have Sergio Sabrino, followed by Floris Wires, Tom Roberts and Jeremy take out the top 10. Then we have Cameron Dowes just outside that top 10, and he's 3rd in the championship currently, so he's got a lot of work to do. Then we have Thomas Laminant, Daniel Kaya, Bogdan Moldovan, Vincent Nyquist, Modesto and Harlan Marcus, who didn't set a lap. But before we get started on the race, we have a quick word from GT Omega. And there we are. So remember the PSGL code PSGL for 5% discount code off if you buy anything on the GT Omega site, whether that's a chair, some kind of wheel accessory, I don't know, but make sure you have a little look over there and obviously use that discount code PSGL at the checkouts. But we're getting ready to begin the first lap of the race. Everyone getting ready to begin starting to look at their tyre strategies, speaking with the engineers, speaking with the teammates, all working out how the race is going to go to plan, what they want to try and do in the race. And it will all come down, well, we could have possibly a safety car in lap 1, turn 1. I wouldn't be surprised. It's Baku. But we're just waiting for players. That's just a couple of people left to load. But Josh, who do you think will lead into turn 1?
I think Gianpietro's going to have it. It's that type of circuit where you can hold the position for the lead quite well. So I'm
because P1's on the left side, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think Gianpietro probably will do it then, because it's very hard when you're on the outside to get someone into turn 1 at Baku.
Well, yeah, to find out though. Yeah. Oh, why am I got a feeling that the lobby's doing something?
And sorry everyone if there's sniffing and coughing going in the background. I've still got my cold still after 3 weeks.
I've got over COVID. You've still got your cold.
So hence why I'm not very enthusiastic either. I keep messing up because I've got no energy at all. But still wait for players.
You're doing brilliantly. You're doing brilliantly as always, my friend. You don't need to have anything.
Likewise to you, Josh. But there we are. 25 seconds. So Argiano on pole, followed by Camel Stature. Then we had Tygo Hardy in third, followed by, I believe it was Drake Dempsey in fourth, I believe. And as we get ready to begin, so everyone's got the strategies ready. Everyone's going to be loading in, getting ready to begin the race. Round 6 of PSGL at Azerbaijan as we get 4 seconds. 3, 2 seconds, 1 second, and there we are. Time's up. So we look at the grid now. There we are. So Ferrari from Aston Martins, we get 4 lights, 5 lights. All lights are out and away they go. 4, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Camel Stature to get a perfect start into turn 1. Can he get Argiano? It's going to be close. Into turn 1, side by side. Same as the Mercedes and the Haas as well into turn 1, but Argiano still leads it. But Camel up the inside into turn 2. Who's going to take it? Argiano nearly locks up there, going very deep, but gets the lead still. Togo Hardy looking for a move on Camel Stature as they come out to turn 1 and 2. Leonard Goetze getting ahead of Simon Lukomski. Lukomski still fighting as well with Leonard as they head down into turn 3. Who's going to be ahead? Lukomski going for a double overtake on Togo Hardy as well, but just can't make it work. Leonard Goetze up the inside into turn 4. Can Leonard make it work? He's nearly close to hitting the back of the Haas there. And also that's Lukomski hitting the wall a little bit. Lukomski got the inside line into turn 5, but backs out Leonard up into 4th. Dempsey arguing with Sergio Sobrino for 6th place as Dempsey got a little bit wide, a little bit deep, but still stick side by side as they head now down to turn 7. Which one of the late breakers will take it into turn 7 at the lead? Oh, that's a close one between Sergio and Drake. And they're going to go side by side into Castle. Oh no, this could end in tears. But Sergio plays it clever and backs out, lets Drake through.
That was very close as well. You don't want to go too wide through the castle section. There is literally 0 room. It was Jeremy who dropped down to 17th position, had a little bit of a half spin. Coming out of turn number 3 as well. Bogdan's dropped down to 13th position. Cameron's down into 12th as well. But a great start from Gianpetro. He does hold the lead. Camille second. Tycho Hardy take a bow up into 3rd position as well. Was fighting Lennon for so long. But Drake Dempsey down into 6th position. Already been battling, as we said, with Sergio. But he's now under pressure as well from Tom Roberts. It's not over. As we complete lap number 1, we're going to be in for a much more interesting battle than we have seen in the previous 3 races.
Yeah, but after just 1 lap of the race, Gianpietro keeps his lead over Camel Stature and Tycho 30 stays in 3rd, followed by Leonard Goetze and 47.2 for the first lap of the race. Simon Lukomski drops down to 5th, Dempsey down into 6th, then we have Sobrino, Tom Roberts, Tombstone, and then Floris down to 10th. Camille's had a bit of a spin, hasn't he? Because Leonard Goetze is getting involved. Oh, and that's Tycho round! Tycho spun! On the exit of turn 2. He's lost it completely. I don't know if that was contact between him and Camille, but he just lost it. Leonard Goetze going for the move into P2. Can he get the P2? Up the inside into turn 3. And there he is. Leonard Goetze up into 2nd. And Argiano leads by 2 seconds. Lukomski also getting involved.
Yeah, Lukomski's coming through to try and take it. Yeah, Camille got ahead of Leonard, coming down the back straight away. Then Camille just slightly touching the back, unfortunately, as well. And round they go as Vincent's pitted as well. Richie Cameron's down to 15th too. He's taken medium compound tyres. Jeremy's come in. So both McLarens struggling. And Cameron once again having a weekend from hell. But Leonard gets up into 2nd position. Gianpetro, with all the drama going on behind, is 2.4 seconds ahead already. Brilliant start.
Yeah, well, I commentate Curse McLaren already because I was in a VC with Vincent and Cameron, and I said to them, I said, well, you two are going to get 1st and 3rd. Well, they're running 15th and 17th, so they're running 1st and 3rd in the reversed order. But we can see,
Richie,
yeah.
you're going to get sacked.
Honestly, someone will be having a word with me after this because every single time, without fail, it goes the opposite of what I'm going to say. I'm going to just start saying now on. Right. Cameron, you're going to do really bad. You're going to bin it on lap 1, and you're going to be absolutely slow. Maybe that will give him a chance to win. I don't know. We'll have to find out next time.
Oh, DRS is going to be activated, so the run
Lukomski
down toward turn 1's going to be good. Here he goes, Lukomski on the inside line.
Can he get through? He's gonna. No, he sticks back. So he doesn't go for it. Camille, he's not one to battle with. Camille will not let the move go. So we will fight very hard. Hence why someone probably chose not to, because Camille reminds me a bit of Fernando Alonso. He defends like hell and he battles like absolute hell. And around here, battling like hell isn't always the best strategy. Goes your head down into turn 3. Not close enough. So Drake still 2 tenths behind Simon, and Simon still 2 tenths behind Camille, but Argiano stretching his lead now to 2.6 seconds. So dominance at the moment from Gianpietro Argiano on the first lap of the race. A little bit like Thomas Gal did at Bahrain last week, where he took the lead and he won by 5 seconds. Argiano already 2.7 seconds ahead after 3 laps. And Leonard, I thought he'd be a bit closer. Leonard, I've always called him the street trap merchant because he is. He won in Monaco, he's won in Singapore, he's really great. So Surprising to see him struggling a little bit on the back of Argiano, but then again, Argiano is a quick driver. He's been really phenomenal this season so far. Obviously, moving over from the PS, he was in PSF1 racing under the name, I believe it was just Argiano. But obviously, he's gone to PC. He's adapted really well, hasn't he, Josh?
Yeah, he has, and now taking his first pole and leading with it as well, which is always nice to see. And I just call him Sergio Perez, to be fair, winning in Singapore, and as well likewise. No, but looking at the field there, DRS has been enabled. No one's been able to use it so far. Only 2 zones on this track there. One down the start-finish straight, one on the run down towards turn number 4. And now we're going to see the slipstream battles begin once again.
Yep.
Now, who's going to get the best exit out of turn 20? This little curve here determines all of it. DRS will smack open at an awesome speed. You're already flat out when it opens as well. It's really just to give you an extra bit of jump down towards turn number 1. No one's thinking about it, but Leonard up into second, Camille down to third. A little glitch on my side of the screen there, but no one's going for it.
Yep.
Tycho Hardy at 142.585, the fastest up in the race so far, and already Leonard's 3 seconds back from GM Petro.
Yep, GM Petro pushing like hell, and I'm just going to look at the standings and just talk through who's actually in points where they are. So, the top 8, Jan isn't racing, Daniel's down in 10th, Legend's not racing, Tycho's down in 14th, Cameron's down in 15th, Bogdan's down in 11th, Drake's up in 5th, and Tamas isn't racing. So the top 8, only two of them, are in the top 10, and that's Drake and Daniel.
Yeah, with Drake as well in 5th and Daniel in 10th. So Drake's got the great opportunity at the moment, as we know he can. Even though he didn't like, and it's Vincent.
No, sorry, no, that was just him coming out. I think it was either a spin or he came in the pit lane, I wasn't sure.
Went wrong. No, Vincent's gone wrong.
Okay.
Vincent's gone straight on. You were correct. It was a half spin coming out the last corner. Sorry, turn 1, sorry. So Vincent's down into 17th, and now he's 11 seconds back to Jeremy, who's in 16th position. That's a green flag from one of the marshals being blown there at the side of the circuit. There's no yellows in this sector as well. So GM Petro on the hard compound tyre, leading by 3.1 seconds as they come through. Now we get our second run, but unfortunately it's happening again. We are seeing the train of the hard compound tyres runners not being able to do anything. Flores is closing in on the back of Thomas, slamming him for 8th position, but they're all too close together. No one can really make it unless you are as well battling for 3rd position as well, because Camille's under pressure.
Yep, from Lekomsky into turn 1. Lekomsky not close enough. Using a little bit of his battery, but yeah, obviously just sits back for now. Knows that's not the move worth making. Drake Dempsey on 46% battery, Camel 80%, Leonard 60%, and then 65% for Argiano. But that's Modesto and Tycho Hardy fighting for 13th position. They come down into turn 2 side by side. Tycho around the outside, Modesto up the inside. Bit of contact between the two, bit of contact between Tycho and the wall. But they both make it out safe and sound, and they both got DRS as I head down now in towards turn 3. Which one's going to be ahead? I think it's Tycho. Yes, he is Tycho ahead of Modesto Maynard and keeps that 13th position. But if the race ended like this at the moment, Drake Dempsey would be taking 3rd in the championship. He's currently down in 7th.
Just keeping an eye on this battle for 3rd position at the moment. Well, really the battle for 2nd, but Leonard's getting ahead by 7/10 of a second. He's beginning to break away and close in now. He's inside 3 seconds to GM Petro. So Camille is now under pressure from Lusomski as well, and Dempsey coming in on this little battle. Wow, Camille got so close to the backle wall there as well. He almost gave a little bit of a first contact meeting as well and said, how do you do as well? This is an Aston Martin. You're an ancient Baku wall as well. Do you think that maybe you could not take my rear tyre off when I hit you? Yeah,
as we now head through in towards turn 15. Luckily, no one's done a Divinazzi yet, but no, I will say yet because it most likely will happen. And we've had no safety car. I said at the start we'd have a safety car at one turn one. I've been proven wrong. So for once, the curse didn't happen. I didn't end up getting the safety car call, so now I've said that we'll have one. But Sabrino having a great race as well, up in 6th. Obviously not scoring many points so far this season, as I like to call him, Father Sombrero. Fighting with Drake Dempsey for 5th position, and the Kopsky up in 4th. I believe that is FlipX in the chat, having some support for Simon, as Simon is Polish, and they've got the Polish flag in the chats. Camel up in 3rd, and then we have Leonard, and we've had a bit of battle. That's Floris Wires getting through there, the former esports driver on the back of Daniel, now ahead of Daniel, and now behind Tom Roberts as they head out of turn 2, and no DRS for Floris, but there is DRS for Daniel, but Daniel won't get close enough to Floris, so Floris keeps at 8th. I believe that was an incident from Laminan. I believe he dropped a couple of places down. Hence why he's now down in 10th and he was up in 8th. Collision.
No.
Vincent there. we had a bit of a spin already, just slowed down. That was down at exit of turn 19, turn 20. And Lekomsky right behind. Yeah, it's not gone the way Vincent wants. Vincent didn't have much pace at all so far in the race, so it's just been a bit of a shame for him. But then again, everyone has that track that they just can't master at all. And I sit there and we watch that castle section, and look how close each car is to that wall, millimeters apart from that wall there in the castle section. You know, you think to wonder how 20 cars go through there every single lap. 20 times 20, that's what? 400 times they go through that section, maybe you have 1 or 2 incidents there. It's mental, isn't it? How little we have the incidents for how big of a risk it is to drive through there. And, yeah, Vincent.
Off again.
At turn 1.
He's Vincent. Yeah, so Gianpetro leading by 3.4 seconds now as well. And here we go again with the DRS train. Look at Leonard as well. He hasn't got the DRS. Surprisingly, he hasn't been quickly overtaken. He's becoming a sitting duck. Yeah. As well, but now he's doing what Fernando Alonso did. There's a move going on further back with one of the Ferraris. I think Flores is having a go for over 8th position. He was having a go. Tycho Hardy's passed Adam Marquez, and was correct as well, but he's dropped back. So it was Tom Roberts under pressure from Flores, while Tom was having a go at Sergio. Yeah. Neither of them making the positions go as they come back through.
And there we are, Harlem on the back of Tycho Hardy down in towards turn 3. Not close enough to make a move. I mean, Tom Lekomsky's round. He's spun. He's lost. He's locked up. Then he's done a Sebastian Vettel, locked up into turn 4. He's now down to 14th position, and that now puts Drake Dempsey up to 4th. And Sergio's been up to 5th, and Tom Roberts making his 2nd appearance after Josh cursing him at Bahrain qualifying. He's up in 6th. And Josh, being as I normally am the one to do commentating curse, I'm never going to let that go about you in Bahrain with Tom Roberts at quality.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Well, I seem to get the blame every time. Oh, Sergio's lost time. Has Sergio got damage? No, I don't think he has. No. Hope's call. I think Sergio just lost a bit of time down at the castle section.
Yeah, I do it all the time in F1 and F2. You're the one who does it on esports.
Well, maybe. Maybe some teams might hire me to become a commentator for the esports series next season, you know. Maybe a team that needs a bit of help, you know, just call me up. I can give a bit of commentate cursing out there. Jonah Martin says, why exactly is Hullum on the mediums? I don't know. Maybe you ask him, Yona. You're the engineer here. You should know, not us.
Started on him as well. We're the only one to do so.
Yep.
Everyone else started on hard compound tyres. Cameron and Jeremy pitted at the end of lap 1.
Daniel.
Flores.
Yep, and I thought he was going to take over there. Yeah, Daniel putting some pressure under Flores, fires into turn 1. Inside line, takes a move. There we are, very nice move there. Oh, Flores still trying to stick it in. It goes a little bit wide, hops the curb, but keeps it in. So Flores now just promotes himself down to 8. Demotes himself down to 8th as Daniel gets through and puts himself into 7th. But great start so far from Flores, considering he messaged me this morning asking me for a setup. Don't know why he asked me, but he said, have you got a setup? Because I've not done 1 lap. And he's now running 8, so not too bad from him. Drake Dempsey also having a good start. He told me in VC earlier that he wasn't planning on finishing the race. And he's now in 4th. Yes, he said that he was slow and bad and he'd crash. That's his words, not mine. And he's currently running in 4th, so it can't be going too bad for him just yet.
Richie,
and oh wait, yes.
Yeah.
Without even realising. Oh, hang on, mistake from Camille. So we'll commentate.
I literally took my headset off. I mean, I just can't. I can't.
Every time. Without fail. Now, this is looking good for Drake to try and take 3rd. Put it 2-3 with Red Bull. Last time they were both on the podium with Singapore, when they both ended up 11th and 12th. But luckily, we've got no rain coming in Baku, I don't think, so we should be fine on that sense.
God, in the words of Paul Di Resta, stop talking! You are literally going to commentate and curse the entire thing at this rate. It comes to 10 laps later, it's raining, Drake's in the wall, somehow Vincent's leading the race, and he's like, what's going on?
But what do you want me to say? Gianpietro Aguilar's going to beat into turn 1. Then it gives him a bit of luck then, doesn't it?
Does he actually make it through turn 1 there? Just checking. Yes, he does.
Yes, he doesn't do a Hamilton dead at turn 1. Controversy yet again. But Cabell Staturat still on the back of Leonard Goetzer as Gianpietro Aguilar leads by just under 4 seconds. And then Drake Dempsey just slotting himself into 4th after the spin from Lekomsky. He's now down in 12th position, fighting with Modesto Mena. For 12th in the both Mercedes. Oh, that's Lemonade through on Floris. So I've commentated Curtis Floris already. Floris now drops down to 9th.
That was a breeze move.
Oh,
from
Harlem
Lanham, wasn't it?
pits.
Oh, not again.
Oh, he's got a
Yeah,
Has he got a
hard
penalty? Is he just chilling in the pit lane? Oh no, he must have had a
5
penalty.
seconds. We haven't
Oh,
seen that come
Floris!
up.
Floris to spawn. He's
Oh, no!
great.
I've seen him go wide. He's just lost it straight down in the escape road. He outbraked himself mid-corner.
I've done it again.
Oh, I was wondering why he was under pressure from Landon so much. I think his tyres are starting to wear off.
Must be. But yeah, I said that. I said Floris was doing well.
Okay,
Why?
you're fired. You're fired. Connor and Jess are going to sack you after this one as well. Because they're just commentators cursing everything. I don't think I've ever. Are you cursed, Richie, yourself?
I must be.
Yeah.
Well, Leonard and Jean-Pierre probably love me for it though.
Floris definitely won't.
Oh, Bogdan on pressure, giving some pressure to Thomas Laminen. Then at turn 15, now in towards 16. Let's see, can he try and get through down the main straight, put himself into 8th position. Bogdan having a great start, obviously qualified in the bottom 10. I believe he qualified in 11th position. He's now up to 9th, looking for a P8. Currently 6th in the championship behind Cameron Dowds.
Laminen's got no DRS, but he does have more ERS power. It shouldn't matter though. Bogdan's going to pull to the outside with the DRS in 3, 2, 1 now. He did that on ERS power, and now it's going to be 3 wide because here comes Tycho Hardy on the inside line down towards turn number 1. And again, 2 places lost. And at the inside, that's Brave from the Haas driver going on Bogdan. They're still side by side. Hardy's going to break 2 of it into 1.
Oh!
And that's going to be contacted. It is contacted. It's just saved from Bogdan.
Yep, I don't know if he had damage from the wall there, but he did hit the wall on the exit of turn 2. And it's ended again for Bogdan. They back down to 10th as he was looking for 8th. But Tycho Hardy gone for a bit of a dirtier version of what Daniel Ricciardo did in 2018, was it? Was it on a Haas and a Renault? Something like that, wasn't it? Then to turn 1. The 3 wide overtake, or whatever it was.
2 laps later than he hit Verstappen, wasn't it?
Oh, well. Let's hope the Red Bulls don't repeat that this time. This time they've got an Aston Martin in between.
Not for long.
And Drake's
actually right in the back of it.
He is looking to try and get through. Camel seems to lose a lot of time in the middle sector, but then again, Camel's probably got a setup built for the first and third. Around here, generally, you have a setup that's built for the first and third sector, high speed, or you have a setup that's built for the middle sector, cornering. That's basically what it is. It's top speed or cornering around here. Obviously, you got the fine little finicky things, the suspension, all that changes, but generally it is a high speed or a downforce setup around here. As we head down into turn 15 for the 10th time of the race, and that's Camel. Jumping over to the left there. He must have either been trying to break the toe or he must have had a bit of a snap and just tried to correct it. But Drake, 4 tenths behind. Ogiano leads by 4 seconds to Leonard Gertz, followed by Camel Stacher. Obviously, Leonard not getting a podium yet this season, I don't believe, so it would be nice for him to get one here today. Camel Stacher also not getting much look of a podium. And Drake Dempsey obviously winning round 4. A P4 or maybe a cheeky P3 wouldn't be too bad for him at all, would it?
P3 I'm going for.
Oh.
In total here.
Well, Josh, you're going to repeat what I do.
Oh! There goes Drake! He's lost it at 1! He went in too deep! And he has to keep going as well.
We've done it again. We've done it again. Without fail, every single time. And Drake now drops down to 10th and puts Bogdan up into 9th. But 3 seconds after we say, and Bogdan gets to 5 seconds.
Bogdan! We are stupid. We are stupid.
Oh, I don't even know what to do at this point. Everything just fails on us.
Everything is going wrong this week.
Every single time. Like, dear me.
Right, okay. Well,
so Camel's going to bin it in the castle section, followed by Sergio Sabino also binning it down into turn 12. And Bogdan's binned it. No, he hasn't. That's Jeremy. Jeremy's binned it down at turn 4. But still the top 3 consist of Jean-Pierre, Leonard and Camel. That hasn't changed yet. Well, it did at the start when Tycho binned it. But apart from that, it hasn't changed. The top 2 has been the same throughout the whole race. Laminant trying to get through and Hardy up to 7th. Great recovery from him so far. And he started in 3rd. He went from 3rd to 13th to 7th, so he's not done too bad at all. He's cutting in the back of his teammate, Daniel Kaya, who's moved up from 10th to 6th, so he's had a great start as well. Trying to just capitalise on people's incidents so far. But shame for Bogdan, is now going to finish provisional P12 because of his 5-second penalty. Depends if he serves it in the pit lane or if he gets it after the race. I don't know how it all works with pit stops. But surely we should see pit stops around lap 15, I believe. That might be a bit too late. So around lap 14, 15, as we pit onto the medium tyres. Yeah. Maybe 1 or 2 people will go onto the soft if they're daring to. That might be hard. He'll either try and take them to the end, or he might pit on softs at the end. Oh, that's someone right. Who's that?
Camille,
Camel Stratcher. Sergio Sobrino.
Sergio Sobrino into third position. Yeah, big snap as we keep saying.
Tom Roberts up the inside. Into turn 3.
Yeah,
Can he get through on Camel?
coming.
Yes, he can. Oh, and he hits Sergio.
Oh,
Oh, he's out.
no.
He's lost it. And Tom Roberts out of the race.
And is that going to deploy?
It
yes,
is.
it does.
Again.
Is that a virtual? It's a virtual, though, I think. No, full safety car. It was virtual, now it's full safety car.
So,
and this is a perfect for everybody to come into the pit lane and change tyres at the correct time.
So the top 3 stays the same. No, Camel bins it. Then Tom goes for it. Tom then decides to think, actually, you know what? Let's not make the corner and go straight on into turn 4. That doesn't work. He ends up losing his front right tyre. Yeah. Tom Roberts has left the session, understandably.
Do you know who this benefits? Floris.
Harlem as well.
Tires.
Jonah.
Harlem too.
You was wrong.
Cameron coming through too.
This is going to help Harlem, actually. Well, it won't help him, but it'll make him in a better situation than he was before. And let's see. Does everyone pit? But Argiano's lead, 4 seconds. Now down to nothing. But Sobrino up into third.
We can genuinely start, I think, thinking that Harlem might get a race win here.
No, because he won't get to the... Look, he's still down at turn 4.
Remember, you have to... Oh, am I on?
You're on? But Harlem's still down
Richie?
Yes, I know, I can hear you. He's still here. Oh, Josh can't hear us. But Harlem's down at turn 5. He doesn't need to worry.
Richie, can you hear me?
I can hear you. We can hear you all loud and clear, Josh. Oh, and he's had an issue. But yeah, Harlem's currently coming through towards turn... Hello? 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 Oh, yet again, we've got some issues.
I can't hear you, so I'm sorry for interrupting. But in they come.
And there we are. Leonard pits onto mediums, and he's going to go back up to second, surely. But Lekomsky, severe collision with Modesto Mena, gets a 5-second penalty. But yeah, Josh can't hear us. We can hear him. So Josh, you're going to be spending the next few minutes sorting everything out. Technical issues, unfortunately, yet again. But the top 3. Oh, Sabrino's dropped down to 5th. Don't know what happened there. But yeah, so the top 3 is now Gianpietro, Leonard, and Camo. And then Daniel, and then Sergio. Tomas, Tycho, Hardy, Drake Dempsey, Bogdan, and Modesto. Then the bottom 5. Simon Lekomsky, Cameron Dowd, Jeremy, Floris Fires, Harlem Marquis, and Vincent Nygfist. Unfortunately, we lost Tom Roberts 2 laps ago as he binned it here, where Sobrino is now. He went for a move, I believe, on Sobrino. We had a crap camera angle, so we couldn't see what happened. But it seemed like he either made contact or he just went straight on and locked up in the wall. A bit like what Vettel did, but obviously Vettel managed to correct it. Unfortunately, in this case, Tom wasn't able to, so he's now out the race. And after me saying he was doing well as he was in the top 6, well, that ended well. But Vincent Nygfist is just currently coming through in towards turn 1. Down to the finish line to go into turn 1. He's on new medium, so it effectively brings everyone back into the race. It's not a standing start, but it puts everyone onto new mediums, apart from Harlem. He's already pitted onto some mediums. But everyone's back into the race. It's, back to what it was before. The gaps everyone within a second of each other. So the race could change dramatically again down at turn 1. But Josh, if you can hear me, your camera has disappeared. So for the time being, it's just me. Josh has departed, and he's back. He's left the Discord, but still on board with. We'll go on board with Daniel. He's had a great start. Dropped down, I believe. Where did he qualify? Let's have a look at the position changes while we're here. There we are. So. Daniel started down in 13th, moved up to 4th. Great start from him. Lamanen went from 12th to 6th. Great start. Sergio Sobrino 7th to 5th. Leonard 5th to 2nd. Great. Modesto Mena up to 10th after starting 16th. He didn't set a lap. Bogdan Maldon up to 9th as well. He started 14th. So great from Bogdan putting himself into the points. But Modesto and Simon both have a penalty. I believe for one of them for ignoring yellow flags, the other one for having a collision. Josh, you here? Are you with us?
Yeah, I'm back. Discord's failing on us.
Hello again, Josh.
As well, so that's getting exciting.
Welcome back.
Looking ahead then, so everyone came into the pit lane. Yep. Harlem does stay 14th. You're right, it was too far back. But what I was about to say before I lost hearing you as well was that he should have actually been able to catch up because the delta time should have been faster than the time than the guys in the pits.
One question. So, Yona, but as you're obviously supporting here of Harlem, where do you think he'll finish in the race? He's 14th now. Do you have an idea where you think he might finish? Using your telekinesis and engineering power, do you think he can move himself up into the top 10, maybe? And with his pace, he's not been the best on pace, but he's not been the worst. So where do you think he'll finish, Yona? If you saw this, of course. Otherwise, I'm just talking to no one.
Talking to Yana Martin.
But nice to have 70 of you here in the chat. If you're able to type, let us know in the chat who do you think will win, who do you want to win. At the moment, it's looking likely for Gianpietro or Leonard. Saying that, no, in my look, it will end up being Vincent Nyquist or Flavis Fires, who are down in 15th and 16th. But yeah, it can all change up. We've seen people win from last to first in races, and we've still got 10, 12 laps to go. It's a long track. The times are about 1 minute and 40 around here. So, if you was to compare this to Austria, there'd still be about 20 laps remaining.
Yeah, and that's what we like about it as well. It's cold, quick, and to the point here. But safety car.
I'll say it's opposite of quick, isn't it?
Yeah. Safety car coming.
It's warm, long, and accident prone. But the safety car will be coming in this lap. And Josh, I will give you the honour this time to lead us off.
Yeah. Enough about my ex-relationship as well. Yeah. Okay. So safety car should hopefully be coming in this lap.
Or next lap, we'll have to say. It depends on where. Oh, it's in.
Safety car is in this lap. Yeah, thought so. Because we've got the entire field together. So now Gianpietro will line the field up. Leonard up to second. Camille third. Gets another shot at the dice. Daniel up to fourth. Sergio Sabrina fifth. Lamina in sixth position as well. Dempsey drops to eighth. Moldovan comes into ninth. And crucially, no longer has that 5-second time penalty. Served it in the pit lane. Then Modesto Mena and Tolonsky as well getting that penalty. So they're going to affect that later on in the race. Cameron is effectively P10. And Jeremy, Harlem, Flores and Vincent as well, who was so strong early on in the race.
Collision!
Oh, crash! And what was Camille thinking there? He went up the inside, and now we've got half the field in damage. Camille's going to get a major penalty for that, and he's gone. He's jumped the restart. What on earth are you thinking, Camille? You've just lost your racing in PSGL.
I think he had a bit of desync because I saw that. I switched to Camille when it happened. He just rear-ended the back of there, so it must have been desync. Unfortunately, but for now, Camille leads the race on by Ogiano and Leonard Gertzer, and then Daniel Corr in fourth. And there we are. Camille.
He's letting through.
No, he's not.
No, he hasn't.
Yes, he
has.
Yes, he is. He's letting him through. Does he let Leonard through?
Yeah. No.
Oh, yes, he does.
Now, he nearly made contact because he swung the inside of the Red Bulls. Well, back to second. Wow, what a crazy restart. I think Camille might get a penalty for that.
Josh, think back to Yona and Jack. What was the line? Say it. Do you not remember it?
And they're riding each other.
Yes, there we are. And look, Camille bumming the back bum drafting the back of Leonard into turn 7. Daniel Corr also getting involved. That's also the other half of Tygo Hardy trying to get through on Thomas Launan down at turn 7 as well. But the grid all close together. Argiano leads by 1.1 seconds. Camille right to the back of Leonard. Who's got wing damage?
Leonard, who came off the front, remember, and there's going to be side pod damage to Leonard as well, and Camille with front wing damage. So that's why they're dropping. Look, Gianpietro's 1.6 seconds ahead already. They've got damage, and now they're holding up the rest of the field. And to the wall again. They're riding each other again.
Big crash. Daniel Corr's round.
Oh, and they've all just made into each other now in that melee. Safety car standby.
No.
Luckily, we avoid it.
Green flag. But the top 3.
Well, what is Camille doing? He needs a black flag at this point. Modesto's gone through.
Yeah, he's got to have desync for sure. Tyres. There we go. Everyone on mediums. But yeah, that's desync and a half. Tygo Hardy looking to get through, and Thomas Laminen for 4th position. As they now head into turn 1 side by side. Can Tygo get through? He breaks later. Has the inside line. Nearly hits the back of Sergio. Can he get through? Thomas go around the outside. Bit of contact. And now we're heading towards turn 2. Drake's Dempsey.
Drake's going to go the slight contact, and just brushing the wall there was Laminen, but Drake goes through.
Yes, kind of not suitable for young viewers at all. And Dylan, what a thing to open the stream to. Well, many things. And there we go. We need to go 3 wide into turn 4 there.
Bogdan felt like punching the inside of Laminen.
It seems like the racecraft has kind of gone out the window. Bogdan up the inside of Modesto Mena. Modesto up the inside of Simon Lekomsky there. It's all changed up as we go through into turn 5 and 6. Well, that was turn 4.
Lekomsky should not be throwing that weight around with his teammates.
Well,
but they've both got penalties. So.
I believe Camille had some sort of desync because he's been known for that before in WOR, in PSGL, and I believe in the E Series as well. He's had issues if he was in there. So, it was definitely desync. Camille's not the type of guy to start ramming the back of drivers on safety car restarts normally.
He got caught out by when the green flag came out.
Could have been, but he did, and then Leonard ended up on his side. At turn 15, literally sideways, a bit like what happened. Was it with Jano and was it Tanitsa back at Canada.
Yeah.
Bit like that.
Way back. Yeah.
Yeah,
that one.
2018, 2019, I believe that was.
Yeah.
But Drake Dempsey on the back of Tygo Hardy dropped down to 10th after locking up at turn 1, doing a bit of a Lewis Hamilton, but this time in the opposite car. And now he's looking to try and take 4th position off of Tygo Hardy. So it's been a bit up and down so far for Drake.
Hardy. Correction, look at that. Hardy's going to go for Sergio with the DRS enabled next lap. He's not going to need it. Sergio's going defensive down towards turn 1, and they nearly make a huge accident. But Tycho at the inside and takes 3rd position. Sergio's going to be vulnerable now to Drake when we get the DRS down towards turn 3. Look how close they all are.
Yep.
This is going to be a disaster.
We head to turn 3, now to turn 3 with the final DRS under the lap. And let's see. Can Sergio try and gain? No, he can't. He's not going to get enough at least. Neither can Drake. So they stick 3rd, 4th and 5th still as we head into turn 4. That's Vincent getting through on Jeremy. Cameron Day's now into the top 10. So he's starting to recover a little bit. That's Vincent through on Jeremy. They're still fighting. I believe that's down at turn 4 and 5. They are fighting for 13th. Jeremy's round. He's binned it.
Oh!
Or he's just lost a lot of time. Must have been down at
I think he's done
exit at turn 4.
Yeah.
I always get mixed up with the corners around here.
Drake was looking to the inside line. I was going to be a bold move there. And he's nerfed the back of Sergio. Sergio nearly goes into the wall. Coming through the castle section now. And Drake is right there with him. And literally, they're just bump drafting now. This is getting a bit ridiculous. As you say, Richard, the racecraft has gone out the window.
Bogdan.
It's a bit, yeah.
Looking for Lamanen. Can it get him into turn 15? No, he can't. Drake also looking to do a bit of a dummy move on Sergio Sabrino into turn 15. But now the DRS is enabled. This is time for Drake Dempsey to get himself back into where he was on lap 2 and not where he was in lap 10. But now, Drake looking for a move already on Sergio. On our screens.
He's got ERS power. It's 25 for Sergio, 65% for Drake, so he's using it all to his advantage. He goes through even before the DRS, and it's going to be a 4-way fight down towards turn 1. Here comes Laminum, here comes Moldovan round into turn number 1. 2x2 becomes 4x4 into the first corner. It's like the restart when Vettel was side by side, and the Alpine's going to get right round the outside. Laminum passes. Sabrino, Dempsey up to 4th, and there goes Moldovan looking to the inside line.
Oh, collision, Bogdan and Sergio. Yet again. Commentator's curse, we've got a safety car. Or a VSC.
I think it's a virtual.
Safety car.
Yeah.
Honestly, at this point, I'm tempted to end the stream because I said Sergio was going to do well. He was in 3rd. Leonard, hang on, what's happened to Leonard?
He's got no front.
Oh, wait, yeah, he did. I missed that. But I said Sergio was going to do well. He's down to 13th. Bogdan had a collision with Sergio as well. He's now dropped down to 10th. Harlem's in the top 9. Cameron's back up to top 8. Both the Mercedes are up into the top 7. Honestly, every lap, there's changes. Drake up into 4th again after he was down in 12th. Honestly,
this safety car's a bit soft.
I feel like we need to retire, don't we, Josh? Every single time we have a commentator's curse. Luckily, at the moment, Gianpietro's the only one not to be affected. Yes.
Well, next week, everyone, Luke and Chris are back.
Maybe. I think they'll have the drivers will have a bit more luck if they're there. Every time we commentate, there's a bit of always a bit of controversy.
Or to be fair, George and Jack aren't doing anything now with F1. They could take over for us.
And then Dylan says, "Wish there was as many TF10 drivers in higher tiers as in F2. There's only one tier that's higher. So there's only one higher tier. It's not like it's not like with the 7th tier down. And nice move from Bogdan, amazing. No comments. But Tumas still up into 5th. He's had a great start as well. He's moved a lot of positions up. Tycho back into 3rd. He dropped it, didn't he? Binned it.
Here's the thing, Richard. Would you box? Not many people are.
I wouldn't box, no, unless you're at the back, maybe. Someone like Leonard, maybe bottom to the softs, I'm not sure. Cameron won't risk it, but Modesto Mena will. Bogdan Moldovan will. Sergio Sabrino will. Daniel Coy will. But then again...
Sorry, Sergio Sabrino just went right alongside Bogdan coming into the pit lane.
Oh.
Like, up to the line, they were side by side.
Oh, we missed that one. But I believe they're interchanged from wings.
Well, they're coming together now, so it's up to the mechanics to do a really super stop. Ideally, Sergio could gain a place here on Bogdan Moldovan if he gets released, and that's not going to be it, because guess who's coming to the pit lane to block him? Jeremy's right behind. So Moldovan gets out, and again, it was a little bit more of a longer stop for Sergio than he would have liked.
Yep, and there we are. So coming at the pit lane, Bogdan into 12th. He's onto new mediums. Sergio onto new softs. Daniel onto new mediums. Modesto onto new mediums. So Sergio going for the complete different strategy to everyone else, and Jeremy's onto new hards.
Okay. Wrong tyre to be on at this end of the race, but okay.
It all
I
depends
think
on what he
he's run out,
started
though.
on. It depends what he started on, though. Because if he
He
started
was
on
on.
me...
Yeah, he was on mediums. Then he went to soft, didn't he? Now
So
he's on hard.
so if
he's
that's
out
the
of it.
case, then he's done his mandatory pit stop. So I don't know why he's on
Yes.
hards. Unless then again he might not have any mediums, he might not have any softs left. We'll have to.
Maybe he's done. I'm going to have
see.
a look at this because I've got race control, haven't I? So I'm going to take a look at this for you.
Ogiano still leads. He's led every single lap so far of the race, apart from the restart with Camille, but we don't count that as we never got to one. We never completed one sector of Camille in the lead. And then Camille into second,
right.
Togo Hardy up into third.
Jeremy has done. He started on the hards, then did medium, then another medium. Now he's on to hards. So he's actually been in the pit lane 3 times.
I was surprised he didn't go into softs because surely softs
so.
might just about make the end.
Yeah. Also, looking at this on the board, we've had as well coming in Cameron Downs, medium to medium. Harlan Marquez.
Wait, Cameron Downs has gone medium to medium.
Yeah, he started hard, then medium.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he went from medium to medium. So then he's got to pit again.
Yeah,
no.
Harlan Marquez started medium, then went to hard, now has gone back to medium. Vincent, though, is the biggest one. Started on the hards, went to the soft, back to hard, then now he's on medium. And as well, Sergio Sabrino is now currently on the medium. And Jeremy, as I said, hard, medium, medium, hard. And Sean Roberts out of the race only did hards.
But currently, oh, what's happened? Oh, we've got Flores and Leonard pitting. That scared me for a second.
Yeah,
Flores gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Leonard Gertzer doesn't get one, but he still pits again. But the top 10 consists of Ogiano, Camille, Tycho, Drake, Tumas, Simon, Cameron, Harlan, Vincent, and finally Bogdan Moldovan. 5 laps ago, that was very different. How did Tycho get to P3? He avoided carnage, to put it in one way, because Leonard, Jan, Pietro, and Camille had an incident. Camille decided to drive into the back of Leonard, probably due to desync. Leonard got damage. Then we had a whole faff down into turn 3 of who's letting who through. And then Tycho just worked his way through the field. Pretty nice work from Tycho.
I think the timing tower's wrong because it keeps saying that Jan Petra's like 2 seconds ahead of Camille. So I think there's a little glitch there. It's closed up now, but for sure, unless Camille's not keeping within the 10, he's not. Camille's not staying within 10 car lengths. He's backing off and letting Jan Petra go through. So Camille's really struggling at the moment.
I think he's just trying to. But he's trying to gain ERS, or he doesn't need to gain ERS. I mean, he's trying to be careful on the tyre wear, and also might want to be burning fuel, so he'll lift off a bit, and then he'll chuck it into second and just rev the engine, or he'll go into neutral and rev the engine just to get a bit of fuel burnt. Because obviously, some drivers might overfuel, some might underfuel.
His light is on there, so his fuel, all the drivers' fuel lights are on. I'm looking at on the board. This is going to be a lot more fun. This last 5 laps.
Yep.
Are you not entertained?
So
a 5-lap sprint to the end. Maybe another lap under the safety car.
We have 1 lap under the safety car because Jeremy's still down in 16th. He's 14 seconds behind. And then we have what? We have lap 22, 23, 4, 5, and 6. That's 5 laps.
Yeah.
We've got Sergio, Floris, and Leonard on the softs. Everyone else on the mediums. This could be interesting if Sergio can make it work. And he could not get caught up in incidents. He could try and get himself up a charge, probably into that top 8, top 7, if he can make it work. Flores and Leonard also looking to gain a few positions there, currently down in 14th and 15th, so top 10 for them would be pretty nice. And it's obviously one of the fast drivers here. He's basically a street track merchant, bit of a Sergio Perez, so he should be getting himself into the top 10 easily on these newer tyres.
Imagine it. I was just thinking, imagine if the red flag feature came available. Like it was on the early days up until therefore in 2015 as well on the games and especially online. I think that would make it interesting. If we had a track blocked and we could red flag and restart, that'd be quite fun.
It would.
I quite like that, to be fair, because you know, like especially here in the castle section. And we've commentated on race, haven't we, Richard, where the track has literally been blocked and it's been like everyone's been running into the debris.
Well, I think it all depends in the fact of I'd rather EA fix the game first before adding new features.
Well, it's just returning features, really. They're charging us, what, 60, 70 quid every single game iteration, and it's less and less features every single time. I mean, for God's sake, something that all the commentators have been really angry with this year is the fact that they've removed the safety car graphic. It's just yellow in all 3 sections. We have to look and see if a dot appears at the side of the track. I mean, why did they remove that? Who was in charge of that?
Well, it's more the fact if it didn't get removed, it's more the fact it had a bug and they've obviously not fixed it yet.
Yeah. It's so annoying.
It is annoying indeed. It is very annoying.
The game never gets an update. It gets launched, and that is basically what we stay with until the end of the year.
Practically, yeah. Apart from a few changes here and there, obviously to Kevin Magnussen's eye colour and George Russell's front. What was it?
Yeah,
His
they're
front
really
end plate or
important
something.
bits. Yeah.
Oh, Vincent, he's lost it.
Under the safety car.
Yep, he's done the Roman Grosjean, but just a few yards, few yards earlier than Grosjean did.
I
so
think
Vincent
hit him.
down to 16th.
How do you lose it under the safety car?
Cold tyres, not warmed up properly. He's put his foot down and he's gone round. Safety car is in this lap as well.
Gianpetro's got that call very late.
Yes.
Now he's got Camille as well right behind him. Got to be careful that he doesn't become Camille as well to rise over the back as throws it into the back.
I can tell Gianpetro will be very scared, but we'll go on board with Camille for the restart to see what type of start he can get compared to Gianpietro. Gianpietro's probably going to leave it very late, as usual. And you can see Camille very close to the back of him, then nearly hitting the back of the Ferrari.
This was the point. Camille's going for it again, look. He's pushing him. Camille's pushing him. What are you doing? Gianpetro determines the pace. He backed off. Gianpetro's gone for it. And now Camille's under pressure already before the line. And look at that from Tycho Hardy. Can't overtake until now. And he's waiting for that maneuver. Now he'll break on the inside line and get through. There's drama from the back as Drake Dempsey's under pressure. Camille stays second. Tycho down to third. Drake Dempsey just waiting to get through. And look at that. Sergio's up into 8th position as well. And somehow Camille holds on for second. Gianpetro again with the perfect restart.
Yeah, Moldovan's had an incident. He's dropped down to 12th position. He's just behind Modesto Almeida. But yeah, great start from Sergio. Flores also looking to get a move down at turn 3. Harlan Marquez fighting with Daniel Koyam at turn 4, very close, but Daniel just keeps the position over Harlem and stays into 9th. Harlem obviously on the old medium, so he's been eaten up now by the field behind Modesto. Also going to be looking to try and get through on Harlem as well. That's also a move from Sergio on the back of Cameron Dowd. That's down at turn 5 and 6. He's going to be looking for it into turn 7. Let's see if he's close enough. He's going to go around the outside. I think he sits back for now. Yes, he does. He doesn't send it just yet.
That's Mercedes on the inside. Modesto Mena getting ahead of Harlan Marquez, and they're still going to be together coming through the castle section. And they're still side by side. No, they are not. Camera angles really helping us there, everybody. Thank you, Richie, who was showing you the correct image. My camera, however, was showing me a picture of a wall. Very useful. Well, yeah, you've got to fix their cameras as well. But Gianpetro has been absolutely dominant in this race, and he has controlled it from lights out. And can he just do a few more laps without incident? And in Baku, the best place to be is the leader.
Yep,
unless Max Verstappen.
Well, the best place to be is the leader. Only if you've got a 1 second gap, otherwise you're under lots of pressure. Yeah. On board with Sergio still as he's trying to get through on Cameron Day. He's had a great restart. He's looking to probably try and get through on Cameron. Actually, he's burning up the inside. 60% battery compared to Cameron's 57%. So I think he's going to get it. He does. Gets through on Cameron. Cameron now demotes himself down to 8th. Sergio into 7th, but now he's going to gain a few tenths to try and get on the back of Simon Lekomsky. Just 7 tenths ahead. Harlem and Bogdan. That's fighting down at turn 1 as well. Harlem down from Bogdan. Bogdan's got through him because, look, Harlem's tyres are just dead, aren't they? Flores not been able to capitalise, or Leonard on the field ahead. So Flores is going to try and get through on Harlem now. We'll have a look at that down at the bottom. Can he get through on Harlem? It'll be side by side. Harlem around the outside. Flores up the inside into turn 4. Harlem breaks later. Very close to contact. Nearly hitting the wall for Harlem. Then the Gertz are also looking to try and get it around the outside of Harlem. Oh, Harlem spins Flores. Big half swing for Flores, but he saves it. Great there from the two of those.
And now look at this, we've got on the inside, here comes Harlem coming through. Oh, McLaren in the wall! Vincent's hit the wall, big time! And is that going to bring out another safety car? As Leonard Goetze under pressure as well, he's battling with Harlem. And no safety car. Yeah. But Vincent's reversed it, but he hit the wall straight on down there at 5 and 6.
So very lucky to not get any damage there. Big shame for Vincent, obviously now down in 16th. He was in 9th before the safety car restart, but he binned it just here now where the cars are, but then he obviously lost it as well down at turn 4. So not going to all well for Vincent. On board with Daniel Kerr on the back of Cameron Dowd. Cameron down in 8th currently. I think he will. I think he might take 3rd in the championship. No, 4th in the championship currently, because he will get enough points to get through on Legend, who's on 29. Togo Hardy, who's currently 3rd in the championship. He's currently looking for a P3. That's 10
Daniel.
points.
Yeah, he's got the run with ERS. He's on it maximum. He's going to breeze past Cameron. Cameron's tyres are utterly gone now.
DRS enabled.
Oh, Cameron's defended like a lion.
Yeah.
Oh, Cameron's lost out.
He's not. He's got to hold it. Oh, really pushing Daniel into the wall there as they head out of turn 1, now in towards turn 2. Cameron's got the inside line. Daniel around the outside. Daniel's got DRS. Cameron got DRS as well. I believe he has. He has got DRS, but Daniel gets a better run out of turn 2. And he keeps it as they now head into turn 3. Cameron, is he close enough to make a move? No, he's not. He sits back and stays down in 8th. Oh, but it hits Daniel round. Bit of contact there. Bit of a push to pass. And Daniel drops down to 11th. Bogdan also looking for a move on Modesto Mena. That's down at turn 4 as well. And it's all going to chaos. Bogdan nearly blocking Daniel there. Then into exit at turn 4. Now into turn 5 and 6 of chicane. Bogdan and Daniel side by side. Bogdan keeps the P10 ahead of Daniel Kaya. And now Bogdan back into that top 10. But Cameron surely will get a penalty for that, as he did just push Daniel Kaya completely around. Outbroke himself. And that's all it kind of is, isn't it? Cameron will probably get a 5-second, maybe drop himself outside the top 10. So not ideal for Cameron either. As we look further up, Sergio's tyre advantage not starting to be as good as an advantage as it was before, as he's now only 4 tenths behind. He's just been sticking around that, hasn't he, for the past few laps?
Yeah, Drake's also coming up the order as well. He's 4 tenths back from Tycho Hardy with the DRS. I think Drake might be on for a podium here. He's certainly very close with him down through the Baku section of the circuit as well on the motorway. Sergio Sabrino's dropped too far back as well. Modesto Mena might be on for an overtake, but I'll tell you who is at the front as well. You've got to switch to Drake because he's got the DRS on the running towards turn number 1. I don't think he's going to go for a move too much though. No, he isn't, but Modesto Mena is making the move as well, up into 9th position.
Yep, ahead of Cameron Downs. Yep, Cameron's lost a bit of pace, hasn't he, really? He's had that collision with Daniel. I don't know if it gave him damage, but he seemed to lose a little bit of pace since then. Obviously, Modesto now got to try and get himself back into the 1-second gap of Sergio Sabrino, who's still sitting on the back of Lekomsky. Lekomsky's got a 5-second penalty, so it does promote Sergio up to 6th. It's still not ideal, but here Drake Dempsey gaining on Tycho Hardy into turn 3. But Drake's got a lot of pace. He wants this podium. He got a win in Austria. He wants this podium here in Baku, as he's now coming out to turn 4. He's literally riding the back of this Haas into turn 5 and 6, but he's just not close enough to make a move. It's very difficult, isn't it, to try and get through on someone in this track,
Yeah, you wanted me to do one. He's riding the back of that Haas.
Yeah. Oh, Josh.
Well, they wanted one, and now they've got one for this season.
And has come through. He has Tycho 51%. As we now head out of turn 13, Drake right behind the back of Tycho Hardy. 2 tenths is the gap between the two. This will get interesting. Drake wants this P3. You can see he's trying to work for it as much as he can, but just can't get through. He's got 1 lap left to go. 1.5 laps, I suppose you could say.
He's trail breaking into that downhill part of the corner as well through 15, and everyone's going like, don't go over, don't crash. Oh, he's so close enough in the back of Tycho. This might be it then. This is his one golden shot because the DRS won't be active. After this, 2 corners. Gianpetro is a second ahead of Camille as well. Camille might face post-race discussions. At least he'll certainly be under investigation if it wasn't the desync. So Drake might be on for a P2 here, depending how he goes. And he's not close enough into turn 1. Tycho's found some extra pace.
Yep. Drake lost a bit of time. He was right close behind. Oh, we've had a spin. We've had a spinner. Who's that?
It's Jeremy. Jeremy at the back of the field.
Drake come out to turn 16. He was right behind Tycho. He had to let off not to hit Tycho. He's just compromising all the way down the main straight, but he's going to start gaining here. I don't think it's going to be enough. That's seen to turn 3. Is Drake close enough? No, he's not. He has to still stick down in P.
Modesto Mena braves the inside line with 35% of ERS, touches the side of the Williams, and into the wall goes Sergio Sabrino, just gets it back. Modesto Mena will definitely make an investigation. Cameron Downs going right round the outside, almost going into the wall, and here comes Bogdan Moldovan as well to try and have the party. And still, Sergio clips the wings of Cameron, and here we go again through the castle section. Joining now is Daniel as well, as they go side by side. Bogdan's looking to the inside, round the outside as well, comes Daniel in the house, and he's going to go for it at the castle section. It's going to be too wide. That's almost certainly going to be a problem. Bogdan just stays ahead. Daniel goes up to 10th. Brilliant couple of manoeuvres going on, but my goodness me, is this race a bit scrappy.
It is. And Gianpietro just coming in towards turn 15 now for the final time. Lap 26 and 26, this has flew by, but we've had lots of safety cars, lots of mishaps all the way through. But Josh, it's time to call it.
Well, he's still got to run to the line with the DRS disadvantage. Camille, though, won't do it. Drake Dempsey's 2 tenths away. He might get third, but to call across the line, Gianpetro Organo, for the first time, takes the checkered flag and wins in Baku with a lights-to-flag victory. Camille second, Tycho Hardy third, Drake Dempsey fourth, Laminin fifth, Modesto Mena in sixth, and there's an accident in the line.
No, it wasn't. It was just Daniel got through a 10th. And there we are, a 5 second for Flores. But yeah, Daniel got through, and so just sort of cutting you off there. Inches close between the two, down towards the line, and obviously Daniel just gets that 7th. But I've got to say, out of all races we commentated over, there was very little racecraft there. I've just got to say, people struggling to know how to race, unfortunately.
Gianpetro Organo wins here in Baku in fine, stunning fashion.
But then that now makes it 6 different winners in 6 different races, which is
who says
phenomenal.
this league isn't competitive anymore?
Well, I don't think anyone said that, but well, at least I didn't anyway. But the
couple
top
of
3,
them did. Couple of people
Gianpietro,
did.
Camel Statuette, and then Tiger Hardy taking his another podium. He finished on the podium last race. He's obviously looking for it again now, and he does get it. Takes that P3, but great race from the top 3. Unfortunate for Cameron, and then again Drake, he dropped down to 10th, worked back up. Tycho dropped all the way down to last after lap 2. He's worked his way back up, so everyone's just completely been jumping around positions today. But as we
What a result!
get ready to see the results from the race, there we are. Gianpietro walking up to the podium. We'll skip that, and there we are. So Gianpietro Organo, great. Absolutely great performance today. He was leading by 4 seconds. The safety car came in, ruined it. After 5 laps, he managed to bring the gap back up to over a second. And he takes to another Camel Statuette, who had the interesting restarts on the safety car restart. He takes P2, followed by Tycho Hardy in 3rd. Drake Dempsey finishes 4th, followed by Tumas Laminate in 5th, Modesto Mena in 6th, Daniel Kaya in 7th, Sergio Sobrino in 8th, Cameron Downs in 9th, and then Bogdan Moldovan rounds out the top 10. Then the Compskate, followed by Leonard Goetze, who started 5th, is dropped all the way down to 12th, same as the Compskate, 4th to 11th. Not the best for them at all. Flores Wires finished in 13th. Harlan Marcus 14th, followed by Vincent Nyquist. Jeremy finishes in 16th, and Tom Roberts, the only DNF in the race. Considering the amount of cars we had, we only had 1 DNF, Josh, which is surprising, and it was down at turn 4 with Tom Roberts.
That last safety car was very much not the greatest
Dylan,
call.
There's many things I could say about you, so, please be careful. Dylan in the chat, no league is competitive as long as Nathan Richards is commentating. Naughty Dylan. We have to have words. But anyone who's been racing, get into the interview, voice chat, whichever voice chat you want to get in, because we need some interviews, because that was a carnage race.
It was. Just taking this opportunity to shut down the PC because it's not going to be needed. You're on a laptop, everybody. I've got 2 different things.
It would be nice to get a few people in to have a chat. I don't know if we will. People
it's
will
Easter holidays, everyone runs away at this point.
Yes, people will be recovering at the moment from that race we just had.
Yes. So, this is going to be very entertaining then. What we're going to see next weekend as well, next Thursday when we race. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, just 5 races to go now, Richie, and we're having more and more championship protagonists coming through. 6 different races, 6 different winners. You can't write this stuff.
No, it's changing completely. Obviously, Jan still leads. Obviously, he's most likely not going to be taking part in the championship due to his challengers. Legend not taking part, so it does open the championship up to more. You got Tamascal. Performance has been great from so far from him. The races he's been in, he's done really well. Mogiano obviously proving he's had some good performances as well. He finished in 1st today. Great performance from him, and everyone, just jumping onto the podium every now and then, getting these good performances, which is, it's what the drivers need for the championship, and it always makes the championship competitive. And Fionn McKee, no, you cannot do an interview because you didn't drive. But see if we can get anyone in. It would be nice.
And I think Leonard Goetze...
Tycho.
Good. Tycho, that'll be fine. Do you want me to drag him in?
Yep.
Oh, if I can. There we go. Nearly put him in Reese's stream of Hyperactive. Tycho Hardy, hello! Very interesting race out there for you today as well. Keeping it hard and fast as well, with some great defending as well in the last couple of laps. But everybody agrees, bit of a dodgem car out there today. How did you find it?
Yeah, it was a tricky race, especially after my incident with Camille. You made a mistake turn 1. then I had the inside. I thought he was going to back out, but later on I realized that he didn't. So I tried to give him space, and then a biggie contact model spun me around. So yeah, that wasn't ideal. But then pace on the hards was extremely good. I was just kept getting positions with the pace I had, which was pretty good. I had a good straight line speed as well. But at the end, with the mediums, I thought maybe when it's possible, but Orgiano was just a bit too quick, and in the end, I didn't really seem to have the pace on those old mediums. I was just drifting too much. But yeah, I was happy with the podium, especially with Jan not racing. So.
Well, you finished the race, as we said, in third position. But whether or not Camille might get a penalty for anything, that might be under as well talking. So, would you be happy with second place in that race as well, considering the fight back you have for third?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Orgiano was too quick. I think today for me. Yeah, it's a bit of a weak excuse, but my practice wasn't as I would have liked it to be. But yeah, still, if you take a P2 with lesser practice, I guess that's always good. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that race how it went.
Richie?
Listen, apart from, I think you might take the championship lead after that, or you're going to be very close to anyway. Great race
no,
anyway.
I won't, but I will be kind of close. Yeah, so it's a really good race for the championship.
But anyway, and great drive, Tycho. I hope to see you next week at China.
Yeah, Sam. Thanks for coming.
No worries.
Thank you for joining us.
And then here we are, the final person to enter the comments box, Drake Dempsey. Welcome in.
Hello.
So
hello.
That went from good to bad to good. Obviously fourth, then you decided to copy Lewis Hamilton into turn one, dropped into 10th.
Sorry, I had the big magic.
Yeah. Well, that's the excuse anyway. Then you got back up to P4.
Somehow.
So explain that race. How did it go for you personally?
Wishy-washy. I mean, pace was pretty good throughout practice, and I managed to do my PB on not even my final lap in the qualifying, so I wasn't disappointed with that, even though I didn't set a lap, and I got a little conflicted in Castle because there was a car wrecked, but yeah, I mean, it was pretty nice in qualifying, so going into the race, I just wanted to keep a clean wing, not battle too hard. I had a really good battle with Sergio on the first lap, about half the lap side by side. So, I mean, up until the point it was going smooth until I just lost my focus for a split second and locked up into turn one, and I was like, ow!
Did we get a Drake Dempsey clip for that, the rage clip, or was there not one this time?
There's probably a little bit of a reaction.
But also,
that.
Obviously, Camille had a bit of a desync, I believe, and rear-ended the back of Leonard Gertz. That gave him damage. So chances are there could be a bit of a penalty on the way for him. So
yeah.
P3 is possible, considering you told me earlier that you probably wouldn't finish the race. I don't think you're going to be mounting a P3, will you, at all?
I mean, I wouldn't be disappointed with P4, even though I think it's a high likelihood for P2, unless it's just netcode, blah, 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 or whatever. F122 stuff.
Josh?
Well, the battle in the last couple of laps, you were really going for it as well, and you were in the slipstream, but Tycho was defending really, really well, you must be said as well. So, where would you have gone for the move on that lap as well? Where were you thinking about I could maybe have him here? Because you were behind him for like 3 laps towards the end after that safety car restart.
I wasn't really too keen on the idea of overtaking. I didn't want to ruin a P3 chance. So I didn't try too hard, but I gave it my shot at the end just to see if any opportunity would open up. But I just tried to keep a clean nose to the end and finish the race in a good position.
So from your point of view, it's definitely going to be that Camille will get a penalty in your P3.
In my point of view, yeah, my teammate got a very unfortunate race.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, great from that as well, and at least we know that we're doing our jobs right as well, because we said it would be a penalty straight away with that. So nice to hear one of the drivers say that as well, especially you, Drake, as well, to come from you there, one of our most experienced F2 drivers in the field. Looking ahead to China then as well, how's that circuit going to fare you?
Probably 40 laps this entire game, so we will see.
Sometimes that's all it takes as well. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, you said you only had like an hour's practice and did really well.
Yeah, I mean, I did pretty good in the E-Series race at China a few weeks back, but in the race, I just dropped like a stone.
I was there. I was commentating on that one as well, on that with you as well, and it was a tricky race there, that E-Series one, to come through. So I think you'll do a lot better in the F2 next week as well. I'll throw back to Richie now.
Yeah, but anyway, Drake, great race, great recovery, and we hope to see you next week in China. maybe you'll get a podium, maybe you'll get a win, or maybe you'll not finish the race. We'll have to see. But anyway,
Hope for the
thanks.
latter. That does not true.
Yeah, sorry,
But,
I'm going to be cursing you all weekend. I'm sorry.
Well, we did curse
No.
Drake. Actually, the best part was I said Drake's doing amazing so far in fourth, and you actually went on at turn 1 about 3 seconds after I said that.
Yeah, you did.
Man.
Honestly, it was not
Oh.
a
We
deal.
took our headsets off, I swear. We stopped talking.
But anyway, thanks
Thank
Drake
you.
for joining us, and we'll see you next
Yep.
time. So have a good one.
Oh, see ya.
So we are, Josh. It's over. It's ended.
What a weekend.
Well,
I
it's not the
mean-
weekend yet, is it? It's only Thursday, isn't it?
Well,
we had a bit of a
well,
time
bank
skip.
Holiday. It's bank holiday tomorrow, so it is the
Mm.
weekend technically, because tomorrow's a non-work day. So yeah, we all get a break, and there's no racing on, which means I get a break. Although we are going to be filming the weekend review podcast.
Yes.
Myself, you, Jess, and Josh T, who we work with at another league as well. Well, my channel on YouTube. So that's going to be fun, and I've got some TikToks to sort out because we haven't posted this week because we're having problems with TikTok. So I've got to get all those on, and then just going to chill out as well.
And
over
for
the
me,
weekend.
I think the
Enjoy.
main thing is going to be to recover because my throat's
Yes.
absolutely dead. My nose feels like it's going to fall off. So recovering yet again for the 3rd week in a row will be
Yeah,
for
at
me.
least it's a full weekend this time. And we're not
True.
gonna drag you in for anything.
That's true. But anyway, thanks again, everyone in the chat. We had lots of views in, which is always great. That's what we always like to see. And we had lots of people in the chat, as normal. And we do appreciate the support we do get in the chat. Luckily, no toxic comments today, which is great. Apart from Dylan, but he doesn't count. But apart from that, no other toxic comments. So yeah, Josh, anything from you before we go?
China next week, a circuit that hasn't had much running in the past couple of years, so everyone's going to be practicing hard. It's a very difficult track. It's not one of my favourites to drive. I never do well there. So it's going to be really fun to see what everybody does. And we've all now got to familiarise ourselves with Shanghai. Myself and Richie, I'm sure we'll do several lap attacks of it to get our eye in
Probably.
and know what we're talking about.
But yeah, anyway, thanks again, everyone, for joining us. And we'll see you next week for China. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Happy Easter.
This broadcast was brought to you by GT Omega, proudly supporting PSGL.